Do most people quit on their dreams because they are too hard or too unrealistic? Or do they really quit because the first stages of the journey towards achieving those dreams are not pretty, are not flashy, and are definitely not social media noteworthy? You can't get immediate attention from that. The question I want you to think about throughout the rest of this video is that first, like, do people quit because it's unrealistic, or because it's actually too hard, or because it's not presentable right away? And then I want you to also think about this concept of whose well done are you looking for? At the end of the day, when you go home, who's going to pat you on the back? I mean, if you're anyone like me, you're probably like a single guy or a single lady or whatever. You have your mom and dad, perhaps, hopefully. You have some family, you have some friends, but who is actually going to be there at the end of the day and say, good job for what you've done? Or who's going to actually keep you accountable? Who's going to actually keep you going? If that person isn't you, then there's no way you can move forward. I'm Christian, and I very much believe in God. And so for me, believing that I'm also doing this as unto the Lord and not for men, trying to do everything I do with all of my heart and not half-heartedly, not cowardly, and doing it for a higher power, thinking like, hey, God gave me this body, I want to make it as like fit as I can, not for the glory of other men, not for people to be like, oh, you look great, but instead because it's my job to take care of it. God gave me a job, God gave me a vehicle, God's given me like money to work with, God's given me just a good family. Anyway, all these things that, yes, you may work for, but realizing that a higher power is the reason why you have it is what keeps me going. But at the very least, you should be able to be your biggest cheerleader. And this is kind of not really like, I don't like the whole hype yourself up kind of mentality, but you really do. You gotta be the person that's at least not negatively speaking into your life, because everyone is going to do that to you at some point in life. Everyone's going to say something negative about you, and especially in our modern world where negative seems to be our only currency of communication. We have nothing else better to say but evil and hateful things towards each other. So if you aren't that person, and especially if you have a very small group of people actually that may check in on you, love you, support you, or whatever, then you especially have got to be your person. And in the end, no one on earth is going to be able to love you enough to check in on your mental health or whatever, to check in on your where your mind is at. You got to be that person. So whose well done are you looking for? Are you looking for other people, strangers, maybe your family or whatever, to tell you that you're doing a good job? Or can you go home at night and tell yourself, hey, I'm working towards my dreams, I'm achieving my goals? Can you look at your life and say at the end of it, when I am getting ready to die, can I take my last breath knowing that I have done everything I can to get the most out of this life, to do the most that I could to the glory of God, to the glory of helping my neighbor, to helping the people around me? And when I stand before God, will I be able to say, hey, I want your well done? I want God to be saying, well done, my good and faithful servant. You have done all that you can put your mind to. Like, have that goal in mind. Have a heavenly, have a otherworldly goal in your head, even if perhaps you're not convinced on Christianity, perhaps you don't believe in Jesus, believe in God or whatever. You still got to be that person that you can say at the end of your life, I have looked at my life and said, I have done my absolute best. I have tried my absolute hardest, and I have not let a couple lazy days, a couple days of mistake define my entire life. I got something of 60 to 80 odd years to work with. Like, I'm going to do the best I can. For me, making videos and being like successful on YouTube or anything else online, and there's a lot of little things I'm trying. They all sound great. It sounds wonderful to just one day be able to be financially free, to not have to work at a 9 to 5, to be able to work at stuff that I enjoy and build something that is for me and my family and not for a company. But I have to also realize, and I think we as especially the more entrepreneurial Gen Z kind of characters and young people people that in order to you got to basically work a whole company's worth of people. Like right now I work at a company where everyone kind of pitches in and helps towards a greater whatever goal. I mean, everyone's just trying to get a paycheck, but it's for the benefit of my job site. But you have hundreds of people all working towards the same like common mindset and trying to be on the same page. So you got to be able to replace that, and that's a lot of work. That's a lot of living up to do. And then it, especially with like people who want just arbitrarily just want money and just be like, I want a lot of money. Money is a direct symbol of hard work, whether rightfully gained or unrightfully gained. It was gained somehow. It was worked toward. It was fought towards. A lot of effort was put into, and that's what your money symbolizes. Being a righteous and virtuous and kind and loving kind of person sounds great. We want everyone to be good to us, to be good to their neighbor or whatever, but we neglect what it takes and the mistakes and the grace that it requires to get there. The mountain of bad days, the mountain of relapses and turning backs, and ultimately the mountain of people being resolute and saying, okay, I made the mistake, I really messed up today, this isn't going to happen again, and then going back at it with all their might, even just to fall on their face again, but getting back up, like ultimately getting back up. Modern life lies to us. The social media, the noise that we're trying to get away from is full of finished product. No one's going to advertise some gym workout stuff with people who don't look like they've been in the gym for years. Like, they're not going to show some like overweight, chubby person that has never been in the gym in their life. Like, they want you to think that you're going to be this ripped, absolute shredded person by using their equipment, by using their stuff, by using their product. They're going to show you the healthy people in medicine commercial. They're going to show you the happy people in some sort of entertainment commercial. Like, no one's going to show you the suck, the stuff that it requires to get to that point of success, what it takes to fight to get that money in the first place. And we don't want to give them that benefit of the doubt, but a lot of them really did do somewhat deserve. I mean, there is a slight chance, there's like luck there. They definitely got things a little bit easier, but they still have to fight for it. There's still work required to maintain it. The good people of the world doing good things seem to be getting rewarded for nothing when we see them online, when we see them on social media, but we never get shown the fight that it took to get there. When the path sucks, you can almost guarantee you're doing the right thing. Think of like a football game, if you've ever watched it, or some sort of sport. The best player, when they get the ball, when they get the goal or whatever, they are always the ones that everyone else, you'll watch it sometimes and you'll see when the certain player on that team gets the ball, everyone drops what they're doing on the opposite team and chases that person because they know that if they get the ball, it's over, it's done for. The people doing the hardest work, the people trying to move forward, are going to be beaten down harder than anyone that's just half-hearted. The more you try to do, the more you try to move forward in your dream and your aspirations, you're going to have to be utterly humiliated. When life sucks, it sucks because you're dying inside. You literally have to in order to change and become stronger. In order for muscles to grow on your body, you have to tear them. That's the whole point of working out. That revolutionized working out for me when I first understood it, because I just thought you went there, you felt sore afterwards, that meant you did a good job. No, like, you feel sore because you just ripped your muscles open in tiny little places, and that's how they grow. If that's how your entire frame of your body is set up, how do you think the entire frame of your mind and your soul is set up? It's literally the same thing. If it takes tearing and destroying somewhat your body in order for it to grow, then you, in your mind, in your ego, in your soul, have to be humiliated in small ways and learn from getting punched. The suck kills the fantasy, which is the ultimate enemy to your soul and to your future. So, moving forward, the practical attack, the thing that you can take home today, I always like to end these with in my videos, because I hate the videos where people just talk about something and then they don't give you any like action steps. Now, these action steps seem small, but this is exactly the small, humiliating, the things that don't look like they're going to do anything for you. That's exactly the steps you have to take. You cannot expect perfection. Perfection is fear. I don't think that is something that I've come to realize of late. Perfection is literally fear. You're afraid of something not being perfect. You're afraid of something not living up to some value. And fear, I've talked about this in other videos, fear freezes you. It stops you from ever growing. It stops you from movement. Fear requires you to stop moving. So this week, start something that sucks. You don't like going to the gym? Go to the gym. Get embarrassed. Look stupid. You don't like making a video and you're afraid people are going to get the bad comments, get the thumbs down, look at the video and get absolutely discouraged. Quick note on that too, don't let the discouragement get to you. And in fact, a lot of discouragement is probably really good at the start because it means you got a lot to work for. But now you're more clear than ever. Before you kind of live when you never do anything, when you never put any like effort towards your goal, you kind of live in a cloud where you're like, oh, maybe I could do this, maybe I can't. But when you do the first step and you fall on your face, you realize like, okay, this is gonna take a lot of work. I got a lot of things to do. I'm not a genius. And that hits me sometimes growing up. It's like, I'm not a genius. I'm not a prodigy. I'm not anything special. I'm an average dude trying to make an average ends meet. And that's what we all are. And everyone pretty much going to watch this video, come to terms with your averageness, because that'll be your greatest ally. Your greatest ally is realizing what you fully are. When you realize what you fully are, you understand what you fully have to work with. I'm an average person. That means I can do average things. I can do average actions and get average results and keep moving forward and keep moving forward. Because at the end of the day, even becoming a billionaire is paved with a bunch of average steps. And the billionaires and the successful people in our lives are just average people who did average things and got humiliated along the way before they got to the top. Figure out every day what you need to do. And I can speak somewhat from experience. Starting working out, I found that it really, really, really sucked to get up in the morning and go work out. But after about 2 weeks of just non-negotiating and pretty much just almost wanting to just scream with how much I was frustrated with having to wake up in the morning and go to the gym, I found it very strange by like week 2, end of week 2, beginning of week 3, how much when I woke up in the morning and I was tempted to go back to sleep, I almost like couldn't. I just completely was like, no, this is what I do in the morning. Like, you got to start instilling that into your brain and start like beating it into your brain, just smashing it in there. And at some point, your brain wakes up one day and it's like, what are you doing? Like, we go to the gym. And I think it's around 2, 3, 4 weeks or whatever of just forcing yourself every day to do a task before it becomes routine. And then, again, going back to the average person doesn't like to change the routine. They don't like to change things up. So the first couple chunks, the first month sucks. But then once it's instilled in there, your body's going to almost fight to keep that hobby, to keep that habit, because it doesn't want to go through the whole crappy process of redesigning the schedule. So use that to your advantage. Use that to your power. Use that averageness to your power. The average person doesn't want to change their schedule. So when you force yourself to change the schedule, then your body's going to start fighting to keep it. At the end of the day, a powerful person is someone who can literally take the entire hostility of the world and not shake. You can only become what you are meant to become by letting all hell break loose on you and showing back up every day anyway. That is the only life hack. There's all these people that want to give you life hacks, life benefits, whatever. The life hack is keep showing up, keep doing the hard thing, make it into a habit, make it into a hobby, record your progress, and keep yourself moving. As long as you're moving downhill, you'll pick up more and more speed, you'll pick up more and more momentum, and at the end of the hill, you'll smash into whatever goal at top speed. And that is the life hack. Whose well done are you looking for? Will you be able to pat yourself on the back? Will you be able to stand before God and hear him say, man, you've done a good job with your life. You've lived it to the fullest. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you for watching this video. And I would ask that if you agree or disagree, please leave a comment. And if you feel like I left something out or there's more to add, please leave a comment on that as well. I would love to hear your opinion. Appreciate you watching the video, and I hope you have a great day.